Welcome to Capitalists versus Consumers, where we break down how money really works and show you how to start building income that works for you. Today we are doing a full update on one of the most consequential legal battles in the history of technology, Elon Musk versus Sam Altman and OpenAI. The trial is now in its second week in a federal courtroom in Oakland, California, and the drama, the revelations, and the stakes have only gotten bigger. We covered the basics of this case in an earlier video. Today we are going to break down everything that has happened in the courtroom so far, the most explosive revelations, and what the outcome could mean for investors, the AI industry, and everyday people. Quick note before we get into it. Everything we cover here at Capitalists versus Consumers is for educational purposes only, and not financial advice. Some links mentioned may be affiliate links, meaning we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. Please hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a report. Let's get into it. The background. Why this case exists. Let's quickly recap the foundation of this lawsuit for anyone who is new to the story. Elon Musk co-founded OpenAI in 2015, alongside Sam Altman, Brockman, and others. The company was established as a non-profit with a mission to develop artificial intelligence for the benefit of humanity, not for profit. Musk donated at least $38 million to the organization in its early years. Musk left OpenAI's board in 2018. The company then created a for-profit subsidiary, and in 2023 accepted a $10 billion investment from Microsoft. Musk says that was a betrayal of the founding mission. He is suing for up to $134 billion in damages and wants the court to remove Altman and Brockman from their positions and unwind OpenAI's conversion to a for-profit structure. OpenAI's defense is straightforward. They say Musk is a bitter former co-founder who left after losing a power struggle, founded his own competing AI company called xAI in 2023, and is now using the courts to try to destroy a competitor he could not beat in the marketplace. Both sides have a point, and the courtroom testimony over the past 2 weeks has made both sides' cases more complicated, not less. Week 1. Musk takes the stand. The trial opened to enormous media attention. The federal courthouse in Oakland was packed with lawyers, journalists, and OpenAI employees. Outside protesters lined the streets, carrying signs urging people to quit ChatGPT, boycott Tesla, or both. Musk walked in wearing a crisp black suit and tie and appeared calm and comfortable on the stand, occasionally making quips in his distinctive South African accent. His core argument was simple and delivered directly to the jury. He told them, quote, "I was a fool who provided them free funding to create a startup." He said he gave OpenAI $38 million of essentially free funding, which they then used to create what would become an $800 billion company. He accused Altman and Brockman of trying to, in his words, steal a charity. He testified that the breaking point came in late 2022, when he learned about Microsoft's $10 billion investment. He said he texted Altman, "What the hell is going on? This is a bait and switch." But here is where Musk's testimony got complicated. OpenAI's lawyers confronted him with several damaging revelations. First, Musk admitted that his own AI company xAI uses OpenAI's models to train its own systems. That drew audible gasps in the courtroom. The man suing OpenAI for betraying its mission is simultaneously using OpenAI's work to build his competing product. Second, Musk acknowledged poaching OpenAI employees for Tesla while he was still on the board. He said researcher Andrej Karpathy was already planning to leave, but text messages shown in court suggested Musk approached Karpathy first, and an email Musk sent to a Tesla executive after the hire read, "The OpenAI guys are going to want to kill me." Third, and perhaps most damaging, OpenAI's lawyers revealed a pre-trial email in which Musk wrote to Brockman the night before the trial saying, "By the end of this week, you and Sam will be the most hated men in America." That email suggested Musk's goal was reputational destruction as much as legal remedy, a framing that did not help his case with the jury. Week 2. OpenAI fires back. The second week of testimony has been even more dramatic than the first. Greg Brockman took the stand and delivered a systematic rebuttal of Musk's version of OpenAI's history. Brockman testified that he never made any commitments to Musk about keeping the company a non-profit forever. He said he never heard anyone else make those commitments either. He emphasized that OpenAI is still governed by a non-profit. The for-profit subsidiary exists, but the non-profit retains control. Most damaging to Musk's narrative, Brockman testified that it was actually Musk who pushed for OpenAI to create a for-profit arm. He said around 2017, the three of them, Musk, Altman, and Brockman, explored establishing a for-profit structure where Musk would have an equity stake. Musk left the board in 2018 after those negotiations over control broke down. Brockman said Musk had a reputation as, and these are his words, an extremely hard driver who wanted absolute control. Brockman also revealed something that has not been widely reported. He testified that while Musk was on OpenAI's board, he had OpenAI employees do secret work on self-driving technology for Tesla. That is a significant allegation. The man accusing OpenAI of misusing resources was apparently directing non-profit employees to work on his for-profit company's projects. Musk's lawyers hit back hard during cross-examination. They pointed out that Brockman never donated any cash to OpenAI, despite an offer to contribute $100,000. And they showed the jury a journal entry from Brockman's personal diary from 2017 that read, "Financially, what will take me to $1 billion?" The implication was clear. Brockman's motivations were financial, not charitable. The Shivon Zilis testimony. The most dramatic moment of the trial. The most explosive testimony of the trial so far came from Shivon Zilis, a former OpenAI board member who served from 2020 to 2023 and who has 4 children with Elon Musk. Zilis testified that the question of OpenAI's corporate structure, whether to create a for-profit arm, was debated exhaustively inside the organization over many years. She said multiple different for-profit options were discussed, suggesting the eventual structure was not a secret betrayal, but a deliberate evolution that many insiders knew about. She also testified that Musk tried to recruit Sam Altman away from OpenAI by offering him a seat on Tesla's board. Think about that for a moment. The man who is suing Sam Altman for betraying OpenAI once tried to lure Altman away from OpenAI to work for him. OpenAI's lawyers used this to argue that Musk's motivation has never been about the non-profit mission. It has always been about control and competition. Zilis confirmed that she had to sign a non-disclosure agreement with Musk about his donation to OpenAI and agreed to complete confidentiality about their personal relationship. She said she eventually had to tell Altman that Musk was the father of her children when the press was pursuing the story. She resigned from OpenAI's board in 2023 as the personal entanglements became too complicated. What is still to come? The trial is expected to last approximately 3 weeks in total, meaning there is still significant testimony ahead. Sam Altman has not yet taken the stand, but is expected to testify. His appearance will be one of the most watched moments of the trial. The CEO of one of the most powerful companies in the world defending himself against a $134 billion lawsuit filed by one of the most famous people on Earth. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella could also be called to testify. Microsoft is named as a co-defendant. Musk's lawyers argue that Microsoft aided and abetted OpenAI's breach of charitable trust through its $10 billion investment. Microsoft's lawyers have argued they could not have known about or enabled any alleged breach. Expert witnesses on both sides will testify about AI safety, the non-profit structure of OpenAI, and the valuation of damages. What is at stake for investors and the AI industry? Let's connect this to what it means for your money, because the stakes are enormous. OpenAI is heading toward an IPO at a valuation approaching $1 trillion. That would make it one of the most valuable companies in the world at listing. If Musk wins, and the court orders the restructuring unwound or removes Altman and Brockman, that IPO is in serious jeopardy. The uncertainty alone could delay it by years and depress the valuation significantly. Microsoft has $10 billion invested in OpenAI and has integrated OpenAI's technology deeply into its core products: Azure Cloud, Office 365, Copilot. A ruling against Microsoft's investment could create enormous legal and financial uncertainty for the company. Microsoft is one of the largest companies in the world by market cap. Any material legal threat moves the stock. Nvidia, which makes the chips that power OpenAI's AI systems, and virtually every company in the AI infrastructure ecosystem has a stake in OpenAI's continued trajectory. A court-ordered restructuring that disrupts OpenAI's operations would ripple through the entire sector. On the other hand, if OpenAI wins cleanly, the IPO proceeds with momentum, the AI trade gets validated, and the narrative of a successful for-profit AI company with a non-profit governance structure gets legal sanction. The bigger question. This trial is really asking, beyond the specific legal claims this trial is forcing, a fundamental question that the AI industry has been avoiding. Who should control artificial general intelligence? And what obligations do the organizations developing it have to the public? OpenAI was founded on the premise that the most powerful technology ever created should be developed by a non-profit for the benefit of humanity. It then became one of the most commercially valuable companies in history. Those two things are in direct tension, and this trial is putting that tension on full public display. Musk's position, whatever his personal motivations, raises a legitimate concern. If the organizations developing transformative AI are primarily accountable to investors and profit incentives rather than to humanity broadly, is that a problem? Should the courts or regulators have a say? OpenAI's position, also legitimate, is that commercial success and massive capital investment are precisely what is required to actually achieve the mission. Building frontier AI systems costs billions of dollars that non-profit fundraising cannot generate. Both positions reflect real tensions that go far beyond this single lawsuit. And the verdict, whenever it comes, will not resolve those tensions. It will simply tell us what the law says about them. The bottom line, this trial is one of the most consequential legal battles in the history of technology. The outcome could reshape the AI industry, determine the fate of a potential trillion-dollar IPO, and set legal precedent for how non-profit to for-profit conversions are treated when transformative technology is involved. The testimony so far has been damaging for both sides. Musk has admitted his own AI company uses OpenAI's work. Brockman's journal entry about becoming a billionaire undermines the charitable mission narrative. And the revelation that Musk once tried to recruit Altman to Tesla raises genuine questions about the purity of his motives. What seems clear is that this was never a simple story of good versus evil. It was a story of brilliant, ambitious, and deeply flawed people disagreeing about power, money, and the future of artificial intelligence, and now asking a jury of everyday people to sort it out. We will continue to follow this trial here at Capitalists versus Consumers as the testimony continues and Sam Altman takes the stand. That is a wrap on today's breakdown here at Capitalists versus Consumers. If this gave you a clearer picture of one of the biggest stories in tech right now, please hit the like button. It helps more people find this content. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly breakdown every Friday after the close and our daily after the bell market report every trading day. We will see you in the next one. Resources mentioned in this video: The Alignment Problem by Brian Christian, Superintelligence by Nick Bostrom, The Coming Wave by Mustafa Suleiman. This video contains affiliate links. I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you.